In most rock bands, both guitarists contribute to rhythm tracks in the studio, but Metallica approached the process differently. Rasmussen explained that during the albums he worked on, including Master of Puppets, James Hetfield recorded every rhythm guitar part himself. In fact, Rasmussen stated very clearly that Kirk Hammett did not play any rhythm guitar on the album. Instead, the rhythm sections were recorded multiple times by Hetfield to create a thick, layered guitar sound. The process was detailed and highly structured. First, Hetfield would record the main rhythm guitar track, usually with 2 takes placed in stereo to form the core guitar sound. Then, additional rhythm tracks would be recorded to reinforce the tone. Sometimes Hetfield would even switch equipment during these overdubs. According to Rasmussen, the team would set up both Hetfield's gear and Hammett's gear in the studio. Hetfield would alternate between the 2 setups while recording rhythm parts. This allowed the production team to capture slightly different tones, which were then layered together. In some cases, Hetfield recorded rhythm parts using Hammett's guitar equipment, creating variations in the sound while maintaining perfect rhythmic precision. The reason for this approach was simple. Hetfield's rhythm playing was extraordinarily tight. Rasmussen described Hetfield as a rhythm master, praising his ability to play with incredible precision and consistency. The producer even said he considered Hetfield the best rhythm guitar player in the world. That level of precision mattered especially for thrash metal. Metallica's songs on Master of Puppets contain extremely fast riffs and complex structures. Songs like Battery, Disposable Heroes, and the title track require relentless downpicking and tight synchronization with the drums. Recording those parts with 2 different players could introduce small timing differences that would weaken the sound. By having one guitarist record all rhythm parts, the band ensured that the tracks aligned perfectly. The result was a wall of guitars that sounded both powerful and incredibly tight. The production technique also meant that Hetfield had to perform the same riff repeatedly during overdubbing. On some songs, the rhythm guitar might be doubled or even quadrupled. Rasmussen described how certain sections involved multiple layers of rhythm and melody guitars. For example, on the song Master of Puppets, several melodic guitar parts were layered alongside the main rhythm tracks. In some sections, there could be 6, 8, or even 12 guitar tracks contributing to the arrangement. Hetfield would record his own rhythm part first. Then he would double that rhythm part using different equipment. After that, he could record additional layers that supported Hammett's lead lines. Meanwhile, Kirk Hammett focused primarily on lead guitar work. While Hetfield was tracking rhythm guitars in the studio, Hammett often spent time composing his guitar solos. Rasmussen recalled that during the recording sessions, Hammett would sometimes sit in a separate room working on his solo ideas. The band members often stayed around the studio while the rhythm tracks were being recorded, and Hammett used that time to refine his lead parts. Once the rhythm guitars were finished, Hammett would record his solos. These solos were sometimes recorded in sections rather than in a single continuous take. Rasmussen explained that they would punch in different parts of a solo, allowing Hammett to perfect each section of the performance. This method ensured that the final solo captured exactly the phrasing and intensity the band wanted. Another key aspect of the recording process involved the guitar sound itself. During the Master of Puppets sessions, Metallica began using equipment from Mesa Boogie, along with traditional Marshall amplifiers. The production team experimented extensively with amplifier settings and microphone placement to achieve the album's distinctive tone. Rasmussen used multiple microphones on each guitar cabinet, including close mics and room mics, to capture both clarity and atmosphere. This complex setup allowed the producers to sculpt the final guitar sound during mixing. Effects pedals were also used, particularly for lead guitar tones. Hammett frequently relied on distortion and wah-wah effects, while much of the distortion in the rhythm guitars came directly from the amplifiers themselves. Despite all this technology, the performances themselves were entirely human. Because the album was recorded on analog tape, mistakes could not simply be edited away on a computer. The musicians had to perform each part with accuracy and endurance. The recording sessions lasted until the morning of Christmas Day in 1986, when the final work on the album was completed. After the recording wrapped up in Copenhagen, the album was later mixed in Los Angeles by producer Michael Wagoner. Master of Puppets was released on March 3, 1986. It quickly became a milestone in heavy metal. The album was Metallica's first to sell more than 1 million copies and has since been widely recognized as one of the greatest metal albums ever recorded. Looking back, Rasmussen described the album simply as an amazing record. But the story behind its creation reveals something important about Metallica's sound. The crushing rhythm guitar that defines Master of Puppets was not the product of two guitarists playing together in the studio. Instead, it was the result of James Hetfield's precision, stamina, and discipline as a rhythm guitarist. By recording every rhythm part himself, Hetfield created a level of tightness that helped shape the sound of modern metal. To fully understand why this recording approach mattered, it helps to look at the history of Metallica and the musicians involved. Metallica was formed in 1981 in Los Angeles when drummer Lars Ulrich met guitarist and vocalist James Hetfield. The two musicians shared a passion for fast, aggressive music inspired by the emerging thrash metal scene. Soon after, the band recruited bassist Cliff Burton and guitarist Kirk Hammett. Their early albums helped define thrash metal as a genre. The band's debut album, Kill 'Em All, released in 1983, introduced a new level of speed and intensity to metal guitar. Their second album, Ride the Lightning, expanded the band's sound with more complex arrangements and darker themes. By the time they began work on Master of Puppets, Metallica had already built a reputation for technical precision and powerful songwriting. At the center of that sound was James Hetfield's rhythm guitar style. Hetfield became known for his relentless down-picking technique, where every note is struck with a downward motion of the pick. This method creates a tight, aggressive attack that became a signature element of Metallica's sound. Songs like Battery, Disposable Heroes, and Damage Inc. require immense stamina to perform because the rhythm guitar rarely stops. Hetfield's ability to maintain this level of precision helped redefine the role of rhythm guitar in heavy metal. Before bands like Metallica, rhythm guitar was often considered a supporting role behind the lead guitarist. But in thrash metal, the rhythm guitar became the driving force of the music. The riffs themselves carried the energy and complexity of the songs. While Hetfield dominated the rhythm sections, Kirk Hammett became known for his melodic lead guitar playing. Hammett joined Metallica in 1983 after previously playing in the thrash band Exodus. His guitar style blended fast, technical runs with expressive phrasing. On Master of Puppets, Het's solos added emotional contrast to the heavy riffs. His lead work often included harmonized guitar lines, wah pedal effects, and melodic themes that balanced the aggressive rhythm sections. Together, Hetfield and Hammett created one of the most recognizable guitar partnerships in metal history. However, the studio recording process meant their roles were more specialized than many fans realized. Hetfield handled nearly all rhythm guitar duties, while Hammett focused on lead guitar parts. The result was a clear division of responsibilities that helped Metallica achieve their distinctive sound. Over time, the band continued to evolve. After the success of Master of Puppets, Metallica released And Justice for All in 1988 and later their self-titled 1991 album, often called the Black Album. Each of these records continued to build on the rhythm-driven foundation established during the Master of Puppets era. Even today, James Hetfield is widely regarded as one of the greatest rhythm guitarists in rock and metal history. His precision, endurance, and songwriting helped shape the sound of modern heavy music. And thanks to the recording process revealed by producer Flemming Rasmussen, we now know just how much of that sound came directly from his hands. The crushing rhythm guitars that defined Master of Puppets were not a shared performance. They were the work of one guitarist pushing himself to deliver absolute precision. That dedication helped create an album that still influences musicians nearly 4 decades later. And it's one more reason why Master of Puppets remains a landmark in the history of heavy metal.